There. Welcome to another episode of me driving to work. I am your host slash show, Darkness 30XX of the Black Hood Crew, named down there in the corner. By all means, follow along. YouTube under the Black Hood Crew, uh, Facebook Black Crew, uh, Twitch BHC underscore Darkness 30XX, Twitter BHC no space or anything Darkness 30XX. Uh, I'm on Steam under the same name with the underscores you see down there. Uh, find me on TikTok as well. And people need to slow down when taking this corner. It's ridiculous. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this ride started and get myself to work today. So, for anybody that's been following along that issue that's going on with Kyle Rittenhouse, it's it's getting to the borderline insane. So you have this kid, 17 years old, went to another state, another city in another state, where they were having some riots, people, looting, destroying property and whatnot, had his mother drive him to this city in another state, where someone, I don't remember if it was he brought it with him or someone gave it to him once he crossed over, but he came along with an assault weapon. Now that's what it was. He brought it with him. So he crossed state lines with an assault weapon at 17 years old. His mother dropped him off in the city, and he proceeded to walk the street for nothing else other than to look for people who are rioting. So, as he's walking the streets, armed to the teeth, basically armed to the teeth, everyone's leaving him alone because he's walking with a stinking assault rifle. So he proceeds to antagonize and confront a group of rioters or a group of protesters there. And when they retaliated, when they countered him, he opened fire, killed two, injured a third. Now, the reason why him bringing his own weapon, forcefully antagonizing to attacking him so that then he can then retaliate and fire back, is because all of this was caught on videotape. All of it caught on videotape. He went for his only reason. He managed to get two. Now, true, and it's been so guilty. Let's say that he killed two people. Exactly what happened. The judge, with the evidence of all evidence, there and back. So back to the issue at hand. Had Kyle Rittenhouse been black, all the evidence put by the prosecution would have been allowed in. All of it. Photo, video evidence before, during, and after would have been allowed in. But point, and the judge is on his side, which he almost verbally confirmed at this point. His demeanor in court, his comments about the situation, everything about this judge is he's leaning on Kyle's side. He's on his side. And I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen. He's going to be found not guilty. If the judge doesn't already dismiss the case with prejudice, which if you ever heard that term before, I'll tell you what it means. When they dismiss a case, they don't necessarily find a person guilty or not guilty. What does end up happening is that when you add the with prejudice, what that then indicates is that even though he was not found guilty or non-guilty, he cannot be retried for the same crime. So, not only would he get away with killing two people, they can't come after with. Weird connection issues with one of my streaming, sure which one it is. At this point, why Facebook having issues now, I have no idea. So continue on until Restream and Facebook are able to fix their issues. Anyway, yeah, he's going to be found not guilty unless the judge goes ahead and grants the defense dismissal with prejudice. And then you wonder why the governor of that state called in the National Guard the day of his sentencing to know exactly what's going to happen. Christian, I'm going to go ahead and explain it to you. So one of two things is going to happen. He's going to be found not guilty, or the fact that this kid at 17 getting away with full-on murder. Because this was premeditated. This wasn't like he only discharged his weapon. No, he purposefully took it. He purposely took the weapon across state lines and basically walked the streets of this city specifically looking for people to shoot. So, option, he gets away with murder, whether it's a not guilty verdict or full-on dismissal with prejudice. Either case, it's the same result still going to happen. You're going to get a ton of people protesting outside, and it might turn violent, it might not. Flip side, he is found guilty. If he was found guilty, you're only going to go to jail for 5 minutes, and that's it. I wouldn't be surprised. Anyway, to continue on with that. components of the crowd of the mostly white men armed to the teeth. And depending on the verdict, we're going to see violence, maybe even violence. And you know what? This is exactly why you can't turn the when it comes to issues like this. This kid was armed with a weapon he should not have had, because there's never a need for a civilian to be armed with an assault weapon. That's what the National Guard is for. That's what so. Does he deserve to be found guilty based on the evidence, based on the fact he purposely left the comfort of his home to go to another city, a place he does not live, he does not have roots in, and went and killed a couple of people? Yeah, I would say, yeah. Yeah, somebody like that does deserve to be found guilty. If not for any other reason, that the fact that had the situation been reversed and Kyle Rittenhouse was black, he'd be under the jail right now. He probably wouldn't even get a fair trial. He would be found guilty within 30 seconds and sentenced to life in prison. That's exactly happened. But no, because he's white, privilege is showing. This judge is basically saying the quiet part out loud. Had Kyle Rittenhouse been black, he would have long been in jail. There would not have been anybody to raise the $500,000 for his bail. There would have been people to want to take his picture at a bar with him holding up a white supremacist. Also evidence that was not allowed by the judge. His face, his name would not be on T-shirts. No. Had he been black, we probably wouldn't even have heard of what's going on. He would have just had his quick trial. Judge would have seen all the evidence, been like, guilty, get the hell out of here. Straight to jail, do not pass go, do not collect $200. So, where do we go from here? Well, the fact of the matter is, 2 people are still dead who should be alive right now. A third was injured who should not have been injured. I gotta tell you, man, little by little, event after event, this country is literally screaming the quiet part out loud. That racism is still not only prevalent, but excelling here in the United States of America. If you are anything less than white, American born, English speaking, they hate you. They look at people like me with my fairly tan skin and my speaking Spanish, even though it's more gringo than anything else. You know what that means? Go ahead and laugh. I would still be looked upon. I would still get the side eye in many places in the United States of America. Now, thankfully, I live in South Florida, where the likelihood of someone giving me the side eye is not because of what I look like or what I say, but I'll probably get the side eye because of the fact that I speak English without an accent, but I look as I do. That'll probably get me the side eye most. So again, where do we go from here as a country? Well, I think we're officially screwed. Regardless of how this trial plays out, I think we've been screwed for a long time. This country is not worth saving at all, by any measure. I think the United States is done. The American experiment has run its course, and it's officially not worth continuing. It has been shown again, and again, that in this country, in order to thrive, survive, pull ahead, it's not about anything other than getting the support of people who think like you do. In this particular case, it's full on racist. That's what it is. If you're racist in America, if you're white, male, usually older, you have a foot not even trying. You have people on your side without even trying. If you're anything other than a white male, you're already behind the 8 ball. You're already behind, you're already struggling. Whether it's for your civil rights or even just human rights, you are seen as less. White woman, less than a white man. Anything other than white is less than a white woman. Simple as that. White woman trumps every other race or sexuality or creed. No white man trumps a white woman. And good, you have a different religion. Oh my God. White people absolutely tout about their Jesus, forgetting the fact that Jesus was almost darkest night, came from a part of the world where white literally did not exist. They had to be imported from places like Rome, England, what have you. White people had to be imported into that part of the world. Yet Jesus was born in Nazareth. Nazareth is not like in Ohio or anything like that. You know, it's in the Middle East. People out there don't even look meat. They're way darker. And newsflash, Jesus wasn't even Catholic or Christian, anything. That faith was born with him. He was Jewish. Jesus was Jewish. Like, how can you, and I'm talking to all of you who are Christians, Catholics, or any denomination of that particular branch of religion, have the gall, the unmitigated gall, to tell anybody of any other faith or those who are faithless, like myself, that you worship a Jewish man whose skin almost as dark as night, but then you want to turn around and look at somebody who, for all intents and purposes, looks more like your Messiah than you do, and look them in the eye and say that they're worth less than a person, they are not equal to another. Or you look at somebody who maybe doesn't, follow whatever your traditional values are. But again, are they causing you any direct harm? Are they doing anything to disrupt your life? Come on. It's not worth it. The hate is not worth it. The hate is not worth it. The feelings of anger towards somebody else of another racial background, another sexual orientation, another faith, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It is not worth the time, the effort, the time, the effort. It's not worth the feelings, the sense of, just, I don't know, it destroys you inside. To hate, to see someone else as anything less than human and just hate who they are simply because of something they can't control. Their skin color, sexual orientation, gender. Yeah, they can control their faith. There's people that have, denounced one faith and to another just denounce faith in general. But those of us that you see as, say, different or wrong, we don't hate you guys. We're just tired. Just tired. So anyway, I've made it. I've parked. I will go ahead and see you guys again tomorrow, same time for another episode of me driving to work. By all means, again, follow along at the names: YouTube, Facebook, Black Hood Crew, Twitch, Twitter, Steam, and TikTok, BHC, WXX. The only one that doesn't have the underscore is Twitter. By all means, follow along. Let me know what's going on, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, be kind to each other, all of you.